Hey everyone, and welcome to our release kickoff for Milestone 17.7. My name is Hillary Benson. I'm the product leader here at GitLab for our SEC and data science sections, and I'll be your host today for the live stream. I'm happy to introduce other product leaders that are going to be joining me today to talk about our 17.7 milestone. In the order they'll be presenting, they are Melissa Ushakov, Group Product Manager. She'll provide updates for our Dev and Analytics section. Dean Agron, Acting Group Manager, will provide updates for the SEC section. Jackie Porter, Director PM, will provide updates for the CI and CD sections. Taylor McCaslin, Group Product Manager, will provide updates for the Data Science section. And Mark Wood, Acting Group Product Manager, will provide updates for core platform. So we're focusing on delivering value iteratively with a focus on our fiscal 25 product investment themes. Those themes are to enable AI and ML efficiencies across DevSecOps. So this investment theme is all about leveraging AI and ML to remove friction and eliminate rote work throughout the DevOps process. Our second investment theme is to drive use case adoption to fully realize the value of the GitLab platform. This is all about creating a seamless experience for all of you as you're integrating core GitLab capabilities across our CI/CD and security and compliance portfolio into your development processes. Our third investment theme is to differentiate on DevSecOps platform. This is about investing deeply in our capabilities across planning, source code management, CI/CD, and security capabilities, and in solving customer problems in ways that are very unique by leveraging second-order benefits of the underlying GitLab platform. Our final investment theme is around strengthening our SaaS deployments and capabilities. So this aims to enable more organizations to carry out their digital transformation initiatives without having to self-host their own DevSecOps platform. So that means investing in scalability and reliability of our SaaS offerings and investing in parity across all of our platform deployment options. Before I hand it over to Melissa, I need to preface today's call with a little safe harbor announcement. So on this live stream, we'll be discussing our roadmap, which includes upcoming features and functionality. It's important to note that the information provided is for informational purposes only. Please don't rely on it for planning or purchasing decisions. We plan very ambitiously here at GitLab, and all the details on this live stream are subject to change. The timing and product features and functionality remain at the sole discretion of GitLab. And with that, I'll hand it over to Melissa to kick us off.
Thank you, Hillary. Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa, and I'm covering the dev section today. And I'm excited to tell you about all the cool stuff we're working on. The first item that I'm going to highlight is aligned with the Differentiate on DevSecOps platform theme, and it's a new user role that's coming to you. This was built in collaboration with our auth team, but essentially what this is looking to solve is for those organizations that are using planning within GitLab. The current roles that we have end up being a bit too permissive since they give access to some of the other DevSecOps things like being able to write code, and for secure reasons, many times you'll want your planning folks to only have write access to plan. So this is what this new role is solving for. And I'm really excited for this to roll out. And this is something that pairs very well with our EAP SKU. So for those of you that are using that, check this out. The other thing that I'll highlight on Differentiate on DevSecOps platform is around our DORA metrics. So if you've looked at DORA performers in our value stream dashboard, you've seen that in 17.6, we added a chart to be able to see the scores for all projects. So we're continuing to iterate on that with some UX improvements, including the ability to see more than 100 projects. For the initial release, we only showed the first 100. Now I'm going to move on to our theme of AI/ML efficiencies, starting with some improvements coming to JetBrains. So if you're not familiar with the /fix command for GitLab Duo, it allows you to make fix for quality such as bugs or typos in selected code. So that command is coming to JetBrains to, so that developers can use this command without leaving their IDE, leading to more efficiency and also allowing them to use this really cool feature in their IDE. Another thing coming to JetBrains is the ability to include project files as context in Duo Chat through a /include command. So by including these additional files, you'll get more accurate and context-aware assistance from Duo. And this eliminates the need for copy pasting and keeps developers in a flow state within their IDE. Also coming to JetBrains is the ability to enable Duo Chat in the terminal. Raise your hand if you've ever wanted an explanation from something that comes up in your terminal, me. So that's coming to users in their IDE. So the ability to basically give that output to AI so that it can help you interpret what's coming back and take next steps. So that's coming for both JetBrains and VS Code. Lastly, the thing that I'll highlight is if you haven't seen AI Impact Analytics reporting, please check it out. What we're doing there is showing you metrics that help you, one, understand AI adoption, and two, the impact that AI is having on your organization. So in this milestone, we're going to be building some backend metrics that will help us build even more metrics in the dashboard that will help you understand the value of AI. So there's a couple of things that we're doing. The first one is the ability to basically cleanly tie code suggestion events with commits MRs and so forth. So that what that will do is that it will allow you to see basically which MRs were written with the help of AI and which weren't, so that we'll be able to basically tee up even more sophisticated analysis in the future. So while you won't get the grasp for this yet, I wanted to tease that as something that's coming. Similarly, we're building more analytics around vulnerability resolution. So we want to help customers understand how using Duo Enterprise vulnerability explanation and resolution is improving the rate at which vulnerabilities are resolved. So we're going to include this in the Impact Analytics API. So if you're using that, this will be available to you. And in following milestones, we will have visualizations for these metrics. So that's it for me. I will hand it over to Dean to cover highlights for the security section.
Thank you very much, Melissa. Just let me see. Can everyone see my screen? Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone. First, happy to be here. I've joined GitLab product team around 7 months ago, escorting the Oxa acquisition, and I'm now entering the role of a group manager of product for the security risk management group stage, which was formed several weeks ago with the strategic aim of taking GitLab security risk management capabilities up to the next level, focusing on security, on the onboarding of security solutions, the consumptions of security insights, and the automation of the workflows, eventually allowing AppSec and developers to better collaborate and resolve vulnerabilities. First and foremost, in 17.7, we are releasing the Duo vulnerability resolution in GA. That capability will eventually allow developers and application security team to use a Duo to automatically resolve a vulnerability. How would it look like in real life? Eventually, when a VR is enabled for the user or available for a specific type of a vulnerability, then this filter will show up. Next is when this will be clicked, then the user will be able to either explain the vulnerability with AI, but more importantly, to actually resolve it. I won't click it, so it won't take us through the process, but eventually an MR will be generated when I click on it, and that MR then can be merged, and the vulnerability will be resolved. In the last 2 months, we've improved the accuracy and the capabilities of this engine alongside metrics to measure the coverage, the adoption, and the satisfaction of the users. And we are looking to expand the CWE coverage as we move along. So that's a major capability that will be released in 17.7. Alongside it, we are also releasing what is called auto-resolve for vulnerabilities when not found in subsequent scans. What does it mean? Today, when a security scanner runs, for the first time, it identifies vulnerabilities. On the second time, a major portion of these vulnerabilities may have been resolved for several reasons. A developer fixed them, AppSec fixed them. Yet today, our risk management platform does not automatically change the vulnerability into resolve. What this feature would allow is to define a policy that would allow AppSec and developers, mostly AppSec, to create under specific condition that vulnerabilities that have been resolved in the code, their status in the platform will automatically change to resolve. It won't require manual work by the AppSec team to change their status from active to resolved. This, in addition to allowing the user or making the user work more efficient as it will be automated, this will also allow us to have better understanding on the MTTR, on the mean time to resolution of vulnerabilities, and actually measure that and be more data-driven when understanding how long does it take to resolve a vulnerability in the UI, etc. Moving on, the next is another capability that we're introducing is the ability to filter by identifier in the vulnerability report. This is part of a broader movement that we are doing to improve the filtering and the sorting capabilities of the vulnerability report, of the dependency report, to allow our users eventually better improved resolution path, the ability to find things faster, to remediate them faster, just making their work more efficient. On the scanner side, we are introducing in 17.7 actually 2 metrics plus 1. The metrics are EPSS, KEV, and CVSS. CVSS is the basic score of vulnerabilities. It's been in our database. We're now exposing it to the users. EPSS is the exploitation potential of vulnerabilities. This would also be presented to the user alongside another scoring metrics named KEV, which actually says whether or not there is, I think it's non-exploitable vulnerability. These identifiers will be added to the vulnerability screen. Why? You can see that having them in the screen immediately reflects more red color, which means the user, even just by viewing this page, immediately see that there is a high risk here. And this is another thing that we're going to see more is the use of colors, which reflects more the security status of the found vulnerabilities and issues. Another side of the scanners that we are releasing is the initial experimental release of real-time IDE SAST. This is shifting left at its most. What is shift left? Shift left is a movement in security, meaning we want to find the vulnerabilities as earlier as we can in the dev process. This is actually implementing it and providing real-time IDE SAST, allowing the developers within their IDE to start scanning and finding vulnerabilities before the code is merged, before anything is done remotely. And by doing so, they shorten the time from creating a vulnerability to addressing it. That's another capability. The last thing I want to cover is that it's an ongoing improvement that we're doing to the advanced SAST. One of the main advantages of the advanced SAST is that it not only finds vulnerabilities in the code, but it also provides a code flow from the source, from the user input, down through the path to the actual sink, which is the vulnerable line of code. Having this broad analysis is actually what the advanced SAST is all about, and that allows a much, I would say, higher accuracy rate and alongside it, a reduction in the amount of false positives. And as you can see here, I have a vulnerability which looks regular, but I also have here another tab, which is the code flow, which actually shows me, this is a small example, but it shows me that the vulnerability, although it ends in this line, it starts on this one. And the data flow actually goes from the first line to through the user input down to the down to the third line where the actual vulnerability is exploited. This provides not only better accuracy results, but also more data to the developer for resolution. That's it from the security section for this milestone, everyone. Thank you very much. I'll hand it over to Jackie.
Thank you so much. That was awesome to see all of that work. And recently, we've just did some mapping, workflow mapping out of our group, and I'm excited to see what we will be able to accomplish together. My name is Jackie Porter, Director of Product over the CI section, and I'll be talking about the work coming out of the CI/CD sections, which support developers, platform engineers to completely complete their automation and configuration tasks in GitLab. The three stages that we're going to be covering are verify, package, and deploy, and we have some great work focused on making your lives easier in 17.7. In this release, many of the groups are contributing to our SaaS deployments theme by focusing on issues that improve the security, reliability, and availability of our product. Beyond these specific efforts, we have a few teams contributing to product enhancements. Our main theme for this release will be drive use case adoption to fully realize value. And first up, the environments group is going to be working on our GitOps use case by furthering the Flux integration. In this milestone, the team will be enabling the Flux resource path via GitLab CI. And we're really excited about enabling that use case. The package group is going to continue work on building a secure artifact management solution with the Maven virtual registry initial release. In 17.7, the team is working on expanding virtual registry with single upstream support and API-based interactions. Also, speaking to what Dean was talking about, the pipeline execution group is going to begin to design some workflows that improve how developers can access, identify, and react to security findings. The first of this issue that they're working on designing is allowing users to access security scan artifacts from the job and pipeline detail page, allowing for faster realization of those artifacts. Another issue that we're working on designing is easy identification of those SAST and DAST artifacts and lists. Today, it's all kind of obfuscated and you can't really see what artifacts are coming from security scans. So helping developers and engineers realize that these are artifacts from security scan outputs will be a really great improvement. Finally, our pipeline authoring group is going to be working on adding the ability to switch branches from the pipeline simulator, making it even easier to validate and correct syntax. And this is not a complete or comprehensive list of all the things that we're doing in the CI/CD sections. Please take a moment to review the kickoff videos. That wraps it up for what we're doing, and I'll pass it over to Taylor McCaslin to present the data science section.
Awesome. Thanks, Jackie. Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor McCaslin, and I'm a group manager of product for the data science section. Everything we work on supports the theme of enabling AI ML efficiencies across the DevSecOps lifecycle. Let's talk first about the AI-powered stage, which helps GitLab build generative AI into GitLab Duo, helping customers increase productivity and efficiency. Let's start with a new feature that's gaining a lot of interest from customers, custom models, specifically self-hosted models, which is working to enable Duo to work for customers with tightly controlled or even air-gapped networks. The team continues to work towards self-hosted models GA. We're expecting that for code suggestions and Duo chat in early 2025. A big piece of that is helping ensuring that customers have self-hosted models actually set up and configured correctly. And so we're introducing a new configuration testing tool to help you essentially do a health check on your endpoints to ensure that they're responding as expected. We're also adding support for OpenAI models for Duo chat, as well as Claude 3.5 Sonnet v2, which is Anthropic's latest and greatest AI model. We're also working on allowing customers to use their own data to run evaluations. Because self-hosted environments do not send data to GitLab, we can't ensure the quality of customer self-hosted models results. And so we want to enable customers to run evaluations on their own. We're going to start laying the foundation with that by introducing repo chunking for us to introduce this for code creation. And then finally, we have a variety of different bugs from early testers. And so we're focused on resolving those as we lead up to GA of this feature early next year. Next, let's talk about Duo Chat, our multi-turn conversational AI interface. We are continuing improvements in the stability of Duo Chat, focusing on common errors happening in production. We're also starting work on multi-threaded conversations in Duo Chat to enable you to have many different threads to help improve context and keep Duo Chat on topic for a specific thread. This first iteration is not going to bring this UI that you see on the screen here yet. It's going to lay the foundation for all of this, which you should immediately see with improved with Duo Chat staying on topic much better. And then we're also building a evaluation data set for follow-up test questions. So when you interact with chat in multiple follow-up questions, it will have better results. So we're developing the evaluation suite for that. Next, let's look at AI framework. The theme of availability, stability, and performance continues here, except for all of the Duo features using our AI Gateway backbone. So many different capabilities and improvements here. One major one is the improvement of how we migrate to new models. We want to make it easier and faster for us to do this more confidently. So we're improving how we adopt those models. This will be in line with our AI continuity plan, which governs how we adopt these AI models and how we roll them out to production. If you have not, check out our AI Transparency Center, which includes this, so you can understand how we do these migrations. And then finally, we're also migrating all of our prompts to the AI Gateway. This will decouple improvements to Duo from version releases of GitLab. So you won't have to wait for monthly releases. This will also improve the stability of the compatibility between a particular version of GitLab and a particular version of an IDE, since those things do not stay even in at the same version numbers. Now moving over to AI model validation, which helps GitLab ensure and evaluate AI models to ensure high quality. We're continuing to streamline and consolidate how we run evaluations, centralizing our central evaluation framework in our ELI5 project to improve the developer experience of developing GitLab Duo. We're also implementing a single source of truth for data sets that power our evaluation system to make this easier for developers to run all of our evals. And finally, let's talk about the model ops stage, which is focused on helping our customers build AI ML into your applications. With the GA of Model Registry last release, we're now moving on to post-GA polish items to help improve the experience. And then finally, we're working towards the GA release of model experiments and finalizing our transition plan for merging model experiments into the model registry now that it's available. We expect the GA of model experiments in the next few releases. And that wraps up all of the data science section. Now I'll hand it back to Mark for core platform.
Excellent. Thank you, Taylor. It's so much fun to hear all the new things coming in our AI frameworks and AI models. I'm going to touch on a few high points here from the core platforms team. The Giddily team is working toward enabling experimental support for dedicated and cells. The goal for this is to really reduce the overhead, the operational overhead, and simplify the deployment stack, as well as reduce operational complexities around things like secrets management for deployment of Giddily into dedicated and cells platforms. I also want to touch on the fact that this cells team is working to roll out the HTTPS pass-through proxy into production, and this is a critical milestone in support of our cells architecture, so that's very exciting to see come to fruition. I also wanted to touch on the organizations team. They are working hard to implement organization isolation through sharding keys. This is very important to ensure organizational isolation within our database, so that's actually a very critical step toward the cells infrastructure as well. Finally, to touch on Geo. Geo is in the process of rolling out Org Mover into staging. This will enable us to move organizations from one platform to another, and this is another key component towards strengthening our SaaS deployments and capabilities that we are releasing in this milestone. Moving on to some of the core platform contributions to enabling AI and ML efficiency across the DevSecOps platform. Cloud Connector is doing some work researching self-contained tokens. The goal of this is to improve the authentication to the Cloud Connector mechanism, which is very important for our security stance. Also, they are working on extracting a Cloud Connector Python library, and this will help move everything into one logical place and ensure the consolidation of logic in one place and reduce errors and problems of development moving forward. Finally, the core platform team is working toward driving use case adoption to fully realize value through some of the efforts of our personal productivity team. One thing I'm really excited is they're rolling out a brand new to-do view, which I've been using now for a little bit, and I really appreciate the changes they've made there. That's very exciting. The next step for them is actually to roll out a concept of bulk editing to-dos. This will enable us to actually say that multiple to-dos are complete, and that's a huge improvement in usability for things that we use on a daily basis, which is great. Also, the design systems team is back working on rolling out dark mode in a stage-by-stage rollout plan. This is exciting for those of us who prefer the dark mode implementation, so that's a fun thing to see. Finally, the import and integrate team is working hard to finalize the direct transfer of user contribution mapping. This means that when groups and projects are imported into GitLab, you'll be able to see that the user contributions stay consistent. They're collecting feedback on their first iteration here, and it's very exciting to see the future of where this is going. It should enable a lot of direct transfer options that were not possible in the past. So this is something that we're really looking forward to. And with that, I will pass it back to Hillary.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. So as per usual, tons of great stuff going on. So just to wrap us up, I wanted to pull out a few highlights from what the team talked about today. So from the dev section, multiple improvements to GitLab Duo and JetBrains, including the ability to fix quality problems and add custom context with the new /fix and /include commands, as well as the ability to access terminal output directly in Duo chat. They've also got improvements to AI impact analytics across both code suggestions and vulnerability resolution. So a ton of great improvements there. We've got the GA vulnerability resolution coming up, as well as improvement to multiple aspects of vulnerability management workflows, including auto-resolving vulns when they're no longer detected in scans, filtering by CVE identifier, and introducing EPSS and KEV data to help with risk-based prioritization, as well as the experimental release of real-time scanning in the IDE. Tons of great stuff from the SEC section. From CI/CD, the Flex integration, and also making it easier for developers to triage security findings within jobs and pipelines. Under data science, continued development of our self-hosted models offering and enhancements to our underlying AI platform with improvements to stability and performance, as well as efforts to decouple prompt changes from product upgrades. And then finally, with core platform, multiple projects to continue pushing our sales work forward, including experimental support of Kate's in dedicated sales environment, and all of the backend essentials that go into that project. So this is just a sample of everything that we're working on. So please check out the release kickoff page for a full list of items. Also, please don't hesitate to drop us some feedback on any issues that are of interest to you. We thrive on interaction with customers and the community, so please do reach out. Thanks for watching.